Hey everyone, so here I am. I have completed my first round of chemo and I am eating my words right now because I promised when I started this that I wanted to give a very accurate representation of this experience because I wanted you all to know what it's like, but I also I noticed that I had a little bit of sense of vanity because I don't feel well and I don't want to like get dolled up to do a video. But I promised this channel wouldn't be about vanity. It would be about sharing information and sharing my experience so that way you, if you are going into cancer treatment yourself, going into chemotherapy, or if you have a loved one that's going through it, you have an accurate response. And in that case, you're probably interested just in the information and probably don't give a shit that I don't look that great today. So, but I will say shout out to Magda for the Polska t-shirt. Thank you very much, sister from another mister. So chemotherapy was a little bit like this. As you all know, if you don't know, I have a port, so you can't really see it, but it's kind of like this bump, this like little button that's underneath my skin. And prior to chemo, I put on some EMLA cream, which numbs it, which is great because then when you get there, you don't actually have to feel them, taking this 2-inch needle and like protruding it into your skin, which is great. Anything that like saves you on pain is awesome. So when you arrive for chemotherapy, definitely use the EMLA cream. Ask your doctor for it if they don't have it. My nurse also had me ice it before she got started. I don't know if it was just because she wanted to keep me busy because she had a lot of patients that day or what. But I did ice it a bit. I know Janie had asked about why the ice pack, and I don't really know why, so I'll ask them next time I go in. So my infusion this time, it was about a 4-hour process total. I had a couple different things that they gave me initially. First, some, anti-nausea medicine and some steroids to kind of get you all fired up. And then there was a couple specific chemotherapy drugs. Now, here's the thing, everybody's cocktail is going to be different depending on the types of cancer that you have. So just like every cancer is different, every chemotherapy is different. So this is just my experience and may not be the same for you, but I just kind of want to give you as much information as I can so you kind of maybe know a little bit about what you're going into, heading into the process. Okay, so I went into the infusion center. It's just kind of with COVID, it's a bunch of recliners, hospital style recliners, and they've got kind of every other one open. They essentially, if you have a port, which I would recommend because I'm just not one who likes getting stuck. I could see why, you wouldn't want to have it if you're okay getting an IV every time, but I don't want to get an IV every 2 weeks. I'm over you IVs. And so get the port, they put a needle, I'm not even joking, it's about 2 inches deep, and they protrude it into your port to access your main artery and main vein line. You're gonna be there about probably 4 hours, at least I was for my first time. And they had even said that they thought I'd be there 6 hours, but when I arrived, they found out that the pharmacist, chemo brain, allowed that some of the drugs could be mixed. They usually like to give them individually. That's what I was told because they want to see if you have a reaction to any of one of them individually, and then they can isolate if there is any particular type of side effect. So initially I was feeling good, and even like going in, like I dressed up super cute. I'll actually like pop a video in so you can see. I was like feeling really good. I took a cute selfie in the bathroom. Even after I was all plugged in because I had to go to the bathroom, so you gotta, walk your IV with you. And I felt okay. I had my snacks, and definitely like bring something with you. I brought my laptop and I brought my Kindle. I would suggest bringing something that doesn't really require a lot of cognitive effort, because I noticed that I brought my Kindle and it's like I got, a page or two into the book I was reading and I just like couldn't focus. So it's better, I think, to have something that you can just watch. A lot of people who were there were really just sleeping, because you kind of get really tired after the chemo. So let's see. A couple hours in, I did start to notice the effects, and I did start to feel a little bit tired. I noticed that I didn't have any focus. I noticed that like my thoughts were kind of all over the place. And the food I brought, I ate it because I had to. And that's kind of another big part with chemo, is that people have different levels of appetite. But if you're one who doesn't have a lot of hunger, you're going to notice that you're going to have to force yourself to eat, which feels awful and unnatural and disgusting. But I ate probably about like half of what I had brought with me, because I thought I was going to be there for about 6 hours. And then I kind of just started to sip on some sparkling water, because I started to feel a little bit just kind of nauseous, not intensely, but just kind of like my stomach was sour. Good news, that doesn't go away. So once I was done with the chemotherapy, and just real quickly, so that whole process, 4 hours, like the last 15 minutes, they did a little push of this drug called 5-FU, appropriately named. And that is the drug that I took with me for the next 2 days. So I have a port. It's not a port. It's like this little kind of Walkman, like a 1980s little hipster fanny pack that I have to wear with me, that does a continual push of medicine over the course of 46 hours. And it has to be 46 hours exactly. So like if you go in and you happen to have this, please know that your follow-up appointment where they take it out is not until exactly 46 hours later. So that's not an appointment that they're going to book really far in advance. You're just going to have to book it once they put it in. So the nurse administered the drug, the 5-FU, and after about 15 minutes, let me go. I had to like sign off on this whole thing about taking home the pump. That's what it's called, pump, not port. I had to bring the pump home with me. So essentially what happens is you stay connected to, and you keep the IV in, so the needle stays in, and you've got some little plastic tubing that goes into the pump. And the pump you wear with you all day, every day, 46 hours until you go back in and have it removed. So the initial side effects that I experienced were things like nausea, feeling like a sour stomach, initially feeling actually really hungry. Like I was super hungry the first 2 days, and I actually kind of ate a little bit more the first day of my chemo and the second day. But by the third day, I started to just feel like crap, and I didn't really want to eat so much. And then my hunger kind of went down over the week. So today's Tuesday. I had my chemo started Wednesday. My pump was removed on Friday, and now it's been a few days since then. And I've still had some of that feeling of like not really, like this sour kind of feeling in my stomach. So I don't really want to eat anything. My muscles feel really sore. I feel like I did a massive workout. And my body is just kind of like achy, kind of like if you have like the flu or if you have COVID. It feels a little bit like that too. Like you just kind of don't want to get up and move a whole lot. So back to the story. I know, guys, this is going to be all over the place. So I'm going to do my best to just kind of like, explain as clearly as I can, but I'm telling you, like my cognitive function I can see is like very much taking a hit. Like I'm really having a hard time concentrating. Prior to chemo, I really wanted to like be on my laptop doing a lot of research all day, making a lot of appointments. Like I didn't want to be making appointments, but I was like really like active. And I've really noticed that once I got the chemo, that it's just kind of like my energy is just kind of like really taken a toll. Like it's really, going down. I'm not really active. I have been walking, and then today I had my first kind of training, which wasn't actually like real training. It was kind of forced. Excuse me, burp. But I did it because there's a lot of really great benefits to exercising while you're going through chemo, and just mentally more than anything, it's good to just kind of keep your head in the game with stuff. So, okay, so back to the ranch. I got the see, I can't even think of the name of it. The infusion, brought it home with me, and for a couple days just kind of had to take some anti-nausea medicine. I just kind of slept a lot, relaxed a little bit. The first night I didn't sleep very well at all, which is what they told me with the steroid, that you would probably be a little bit like activated in the evening, which I was. I only slept like 3 hours the first night. The second night, I slept a little bit better and then started taking some naps. And then the third day, so that's Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday, I had it taken out. Having it taken out was pretty quick. It took about 15 minutes-ish. I did have to stay a little bit longer because I had some nausea when they took it out. I'd made the mistake of looking down while they were doing it, and as soon as my pump was finished and empty, then blood started to flow into it, and I looked down and saw it, and I was just like ready to barf. And so the nurse had me sit there and drink some water until I was like ready to get up and get going again. So she suggested, if I wanted to bring some sparkling water for next time, that would be fine, but that's kind of a typical response because they have to flush your port with saline after it's done getting the medicine. So it's got to be all clear when they send you home. So she essentially takes detaches the IV, not like detaches the unit. She detaches the unit and then she does a saline push to clear it out. And then she takes out the needle, and then just, then it's just like you've had your blood taken or something. There was not like a lot of blood there. I pulled the bandage off later and there was just like a tiny speck. So it's not a big deal. Over the weekend, some of the symptoms that I had were just kind of more of the same. Like it was some nausea. I went on some walks. I had a friend in town to be with me because my husband was out of town. So that way I had somebody here just in case. And I just noticed I was really tired. I just took a lot of naps, and I kind of forced myself to walk. And I think probably forced myself to be a little bit more active than I otherwise would have been, just because I had somebody here. And so I kind of wanted to feel a little bit more normal. If you have colon cancer and you're going through this and you've just had surgery like I have, I would say one of the biggest challenges is that I'm still dealing with post-surgical pain. So yes, I still have a pain in my butt, and I still have this kind of terrible cramping in my bowel that feels like I'm gonna have diarrhea even though I don't, all of the time, and like multiple times, sometimes multiple times an hour. And it's definitely, I would say like a couple dozen times through the day where I just kind of like stop and have to do some like deep breathing to get through it. I don't really notice a huge change with taking the painkillers so much anymore. I just kind of feel like it's there. So one of the things that I'm working on in this time, as I'm kind of going through chemo, recovering from surgery still, is trying to figure out how to best nourish my body and give my body the best things that it needs in order to help my digestion be like really regular. So I've tried a lot of things, and I'll definitely show you pictures of all of the things I've tried. And of course, there's been everything from like conventional things like stool softeners and laxatives to things like enzymes and probiotics, and like eating just like really smushy food, eating Greek yogurt. I've posted a couple times about like eating butternut squash, like pureed. It's like baby food. And I'm like really in a place right now where I'm on this continual search to figure out what's actually going to work for me. I've talked to a dietitian. I actually have a call with another one in like literally 8 minutes. So we know we're going to wind up this video soon. And I've actually had a consult with a naturopath as well, because I really feel like the thing that I'm missing in my treatment is somebody who's helping me make sense of everything, because a lot of what happens in healthcare is very disjointed. So you have like one doctor who's telling you one thing, and their responsibility is for one thing. So I have like a surgeon who's responsible for my surgery recovery, but then I have my oncology team and they're responsible for my chemo and that treatment. So anything that's related to my surgery, they're like, oh, go back to your surgeon or go to your general practitioner. And the general practitioner's like, let me give you a referral. Then you have to fill out all the paperwork for the referral. So see, this is like, oh my God, so much work. And I got to tell you, like, I had the energy for it before chemo started, But now that chemo's here and now that I'm kind of dealing with like the exhaustion, it's a lot more challenging. But I will keep you guys updated because I think it's important to share all the things that I'm trying or have tried, and also keep you updated on some things that I'm going to continue trying in the future. So for example, like some of the things I've tried with like enzymes and probiotics is I tried the Biooptimizers. I'll put a picture of it here. And which kind of helped, which I take like prior to eating an actual whole food meal. So if I eat something that needs some help with digestion, like something that's like some cooked veggies and meat, then I will take some probiotics and take some enzymes in advance, and then I'll have my meal. If I have something squishy, not so much. But I'm also going to be adding in athletic greens, which, guys, these are like, I'll be honest, this is like not cheap. Like I'm fortunate that I am, going to be trying these things, but I'm hoping that when I get to the next phase of this journey, that I'm actually able to tell you like things that work, because I feel like I'm spending a lot of money just trying things out, but I want to ultimately like find a solution that works. So I'm willing to do it because in my mind, like there's got to be a solution that's better than freaking Metamucil, which just makes me feel like terrible in my gut. Anyhow, once again, more information than you asked for, more talk about poop and my digestion than you probably care to know, but just wanted to give you guys an honest account of where I'm at and just kind of let you know a little bit about the experience thus far. I'll keep you updated as time goes on. And of course, if you have any questions, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the comments. Apparently they're disabled, but I need to figure out how to get those enabled. But for those of you who know me, feel free to DM me if there's things that you think that I should do a video about, or if there are questions that you have and you don't know me, feel free to send me an email, wendy.burbridge, burbridge@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram at wendyburbs, and feel free to message me that way, and I'll be happy to respond to you, because I just feel like the more information I can get out there about what's working and what's not, the better off we are. So as I close here, just, a reminder that like you are the only person who knows best your body. You are the only one who knows what's going to work for you. And if you don't feel like you're getting the answers that you need, please keep searching. If you feel like there's something off, if you feel like your digestion is off, if you feel like you're not pooping as frequently as you should, or something's going on with your digestive system, please get help. Please seek someone. And I know, as you're seeing my journey, you're seeing I am spending a lot of time with this, but I feel like it's important because, it's the reason why I'm actually at this point where my cancer was stage 3 and we're doing something about it, instead of it being stage 4 or, at a point where there's nothing that can be done, even though they can do things with stage 4 cancer. They are actually doing a ton of amazing things. But I'm just saying early detection is so important. So I don't care if it's like, with your digestion, or if you feel something off in your breasts, or something is off in your body, or you're having something going on in your lady areas or man parts, please, do not waste time. Get help today. Thanks, guys. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, so I had my appointment with my dietitian literally just after I posted that last video, like literally immediately following, and I asked her about athletic greens, and I wanted to share this with you guys because check out, like, if you're healthy, look at this. The nutrition profile is really amazing. Like, you get so many different amazing vitamins and nutrients, like probiotics, like all this good stuff for you in it. And I asked her about including this in my protocol, and she told me no. And the reason why is because pretty much it makes you too healthy. Like, it impairs the work of the chemotherapy. So I'm not only not allowed to take this during my infusion time, but I'm not allowed to have this at all during chemo. So my husband is going to enjoy being super healthy while I am getting hooked up to
things that are going to destroy my cells, and I will enjoy this after. So just wanted to give you a heads up. Sometimes, you know, you just kind of try things and then, you know, learn that they don't work out. But, you know, like anything, before you try it, consult your dietitian and your medical team, because you just never know. Like I would have like literally just started my day with this today, but that's just not going to happen. So wanted to add that in so that way you all know. Okay, have a good day. Bye.